Hello YouTube, this is Bill from Little White Dory once again, coming to you with yet another update on my plants. And right now my situation is getting crazy. As you can see, my plants are in my highest rack touching my lamps. So we've got to move them. And the solution for that, and we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trays that I've got to move. And I've been putting them over in this area here. You can see that there's a few trays compared to the other day that are missing. And I kind of try to keep these things spaced a little bit so that they have air flowing through them. But we went ahead with the next phase of our growing. We'll take you outside in a few seconds. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flats of tomatoes in here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 flats of peppers. The plants that were filling up this space were recently moved outside. So why don't we take a step outside and we'll take a look at them. Okay, we'll just pick up here for a quick second. This is our sales wagon. It's right now being in the process of being converted to a temporary greenhouse. But let's take a look outside and see what we've got. I spent the better part of today and yesterday prepping my greenhouse trailers. So the first one we come to is my big red wagon, as I call it. The big red wagon is actually an International Harvester hay wagon converted. And the basic concept is we've got some framework going over it, and then we pull a little sheet of plastic over it. I have 2 12-foot long pieces of wood that I wrap the plastic on each side, and this tucks down into this little space here, and I put a screw through it to hold it in place. So you can see, actually I just have 3 screws here today. When I come around, we actually have a vent in case it gets hot. It's a little warm in there right now, and we're getting full sun. As I stand here and I look at my shadow, I'm pretty much lined up on the side of this with it just about perfect for exposing the sun. Now, I put 3 trays of tomato plants in here, which you can kind of see. And I'm sure it's a matter of temperature shock and maybe sunshine, but they look like they've fallen over. Let's take a quick look on the other side. Maybe I can get some feedback. I'm really not sure. It's one of those things where it's early in the season. Can't keep stepping on that. This is what I use to clamp the shade up. So we pull this out. Whoops. Pull this up and out. I'm going to try to do this single-handed. Lift this up like so. Whoops. And then I grab this and give this a quick clamp, and that'll hold it in place. Now, you can see that everything's looking a little wilted. I'm sure that has to do with the temperature and sun. I don't know if I leave them out here, they're going to die or if they're going to bounce back. But right now it's saying that the temperature is 88.9. It's not a bad temperature for in here as I open this up. I don't know why it's not warmer, except that I have a little vent open on the other end, but I don't really want it to be too much warmer than that. So these plants have kind of fallen over. Now, they were all a little on the tall side, so their strength has probably diminished, and I plan on transplanting these in the next several days. It's going to be tricky, we'll see. But this is the start, all right? We got the first transplants out here. Close this up, and we'll tuck this, just drop that. This rolls up a little bit, and tucks down right in here, just like that. Now, on a very windy day, I have to secure it a little better. But for today, it's not that breezy. Now, with this all closed up, I was expecting it to get a little warmer in there. Now, I have this vent open. I'm actually going to go ahead and close this. Not sure if that made any difference or not, but we'll close it, and we'll see what the temperature goes to when it's closed. Now, that's the first trailer. Now, the second trailer. This one is different, but not necessarily more or less complicated. What I do is I bought some styrofoam board to make walls and a floor, and of course there's just a plastic cover over it. But what you'll see when I open this is going to be a big difference in temperature. This one was recording 106, maybe it's even more now because I really tightened it up. Yeah, 126. This is really, like, I don't know why the other one is not as warm. I can understand it, you know, not being the same, but this one down here, 126 degrees is crazy, you know, but that's what you get when you cover up some stuff. Now, I have this styrofoam, and I'm thinking, wow, could that possibly be what's making the difference? I mean, 88 and 126 degrees is a big difference. Same sunshine, same plastic. Neither of these are, you know, airtight, but airtight enough. They're somewhat waterproof. This is the one I just closed up. I don't have anything in here yet. But that's a big difference, you know? So this one here, what I have is the same concept here as these little bars. And then I just clamp this like so. And that one clamp, you know, will hold that bar in place and keep this down. Now, I didn't show it, but you can see hanging in here is my temperature controller. Actually, I guess if I step back, it's a little blurry, but you can see there's a small space heater. It's not hooked up right now. But the temperature controller has a wire that runs across, and then I have it hanging down. I'll show it to you. I don't know why I didn't show it when I had it open. But there we go. Now you can see the heater is sitting here. Let's zoom in a little bit. There's the temperature controller. My electric cord comes in, goes up to the controller, and then yeah, I didn't even actually plug it in yet. The heater gets plugged into it. And then as I come over here, you'll see I have hanging down just, you know, above the height of the plants, the temperature sensor. So that's where I temper, you know, sense the temperature for the greenhouse to turn heat on and whatnot. And it basically, I only need the heat at night. Daytime, it's plenty warm in there. I'm just gonna get this to ravel up a little tighter. Not easy doing this one-handed, but I guess you get better at it in time. And then we just throw this back on. And that keeps that, you know, keeps it rainproof and windproof. Now, the temperature outside today is probably in the 50s, I would imagine, maybe even more. It's a beautiful sunny day, not very windy, not a cloud in the sky, just completely beautiful blue skies. So 2 out of 3 greenhouses are ready to go. Oops, I'm forgetting the other one's over here. This one, you know, I bought this tarp and had intentions of using it elsewhere, but right now it's been covering this for the winter. And, you know, this is a John Siskovich style chicken tractor converted into a greenhouse, or will be converted. But I can get my flats of seedlings in here. Once the temperatures are decent, I can bring them out here, and I can get good 20 trays out here, if not more. And I as of right now, you can see I have 1 level, 2 level. I'd like to actually put a 3rd level in here, which means I have to put a physical bar across like this and then come up with another level. And I'll do it. I'll get it figured out eventually. But for now, this is the lowest priority because it's up on wheels. And when it's really cold out, I get a draft underneath the wheels. So for now, this one's going to hold off. I'm going to be working on that over the next several days. And when I run out of space for transplants in the other, then I'll push this as a higher priority. So those are the 3 little greenhouses that I have. And, you know, I do well with what I've got, but it's a lot of logistics, moving things around and making sure that everything's got a little bit of sunshine, got enough water. And if all goes well, I'll keep my plants in here for about another month. I put these in today. These are sort of sacrificial. You know, if I lose these, let's see, I closed that. I can't imagine such a short period of time, but I also repositioned the trailer. I'm just curious to see if the temperature changed. No, see, son of a gun, it's only saying 87. I'm just baffled as to why it would be so much cooler in here than in there. It just doesn't make sense to me. But, you know, you can see these things have fallen over. They've gone a little limp. There's definitely plenty of water in them, but although that one feels light. Let me check this one. Maybe I'm delirious. Now that one feels good. Let's try this one. Making sure that they had enough water. Yeah, that one's nice. This one could use a little, I suppose, but I don't know. I'm dialing it in. Not there yet. But for now, if I lose these 3 trays and I have 1 tray of peppers in there, then, you know, I'll have to figure something out. These are the earliest and arguably the most unmanageable because they've gotten so big in these trays. If I lose them, I lose them, but I'm hoping not. All right, let's close this up. We'll come back a little later this evening. Oops. We'll come back later this evening. I can leave it like that. And set up the heat, plug it in. I'm just in the processes now of running the electric cord from inside the house, outside the house. So once we get this set up, we'll have power. This is a fairly heavy duty cable here. It's like a, I don't know, I think it's, might be 12 gauge. I'm not sure. I don't think it's 10. Let's see if it says it on it. Yeah, 12. So this will be what I feed a splitter, which I had in my pocket. I don't anymore. And then from there, it'll run off to the 2 different trailers. Oops. Guys, I should do editing on these things, but I generally don't. What else? Just a quick review on the garlic. Everything's looking fantastic over here. I was not sure because some of the garlic didn't really sprout so much in the fall before winter hit. But as I look at this, this is doing fantastic. Not only that, but my kale that I chopped down is coming back. Now that I know that, I'm definitely going to plant kale again because it comes back. Each different area here has different kale, different garlic growing in it. And I have, you know, a road map of where things are. But we've got plenty of garlic going on here. All the stuff that wasn't looking like it was doing well now has all of a sudden perked up. But, you know, you can see the plants they're green. They're doing all right. They might be able to do better, and I've seen some people on YouTube who've got stuff that's better. But, you know, we're doing what we can, and it seems like it's going to take off. We hope that it does. And strawberries, of course, they'll come back. And I've been looking to see if I see any asparagus sprouts, but as of yet, I don't see any. No, I don't see any in the way of sprouts. I have some stems from last year's still in here, so I know where to look roughly, but I don't see any sprouts yet. So we'll get back to that. And we all have these flower pots we got to get all set up. I moved a bunch to the front of the house yesterday because the dog has been getting to them. Of course, you know, projects never end. Hello, ladies. They're having a good day. One of them flew to coop this morning, and I saw how she did it, so I can now make some changes. So we picked up some more cattle panels from Tractor Supply. They did drop their price on these. And I'll tell you, I don't know. I'm comparing it to the other ones, and the gauge is the same. But if I look at the galvanized surface, I almost want to say this stuff doesn't even look like it's galvanized. Time will tell, but $25 for a cattle panel, or whatever this panel is. It's got the one extra smaller spacing here on the bottom, and then it gets larger. But we use this for all kinds of stuff. My game plan here is to continue this fence, running it straight out so that we have more area back here for the dog to be able to get to. And hopefully he won't have anything of interest in my crappy shed here because he'll just chew it up and eat it, or who knows what he'll do. But that's it, folks. We're going to say goodbye. We have 12 and a half. We're going on 13 minutes. And that's what's happening. Hope you're all having a good day. It's a beautiful day here in New York on Long Island. And we hope you all have a good day. Bye-bye.